MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to. Klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo, yeah. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob, ha? MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to.
Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Almost halfway through our Friday game day mula pa rin dito sa Banana Court in Las Piñas City for the continuing coverage of season number 3 of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. It's the last game of a 3-game set between Muntinlupa and Dasmariñas, this time in the 18 under division. And mamaya nga po, ang magkapitbahay ng Las Piñas Truty Coolers will face up against the Parañaque Smile 360 Yam Jam. Good afternoon sa inyong lahat. I'm Mendiar, still here with Justin Almeida. And Justin, just checking if naka-recover ka na from that previous game that we covered.
Well, you know, I've barely recovered as both games, no? 14 and under, 16 and under. Napaka-exciting. And nag-overtime pa yung huli.
Of course, we needed 5 more minutes indeed. And both these teams in the 18 under division, pinag-uusapan nga natin, Justin, prior going live, na similar to the 14 and 16 under na labanan natin, coming off losses, so looking to bounce back in this game.
Yes, pero ito namang 18 and under team ng Muntinlupa. Their previous game against Palawan, losing by 14 points, 75-61. You know, they were not so efficient from their field goal percentage, 31.7, and only had 2 blocks in that matchup. So, yung interior defense nila medyo nagkukulang, allowing Palawan to be 54% from the paint. So that's an area they should work on if they want to win this ball game.
Dito naman tayo sa kabila, Justin, of course, talking about the Dasmariñas Saints, no? Carrying the Saints brand dito sa ating 18 under division. Couple of losses in the beginning of season number 3, pero tingnan natin kung mahanap na nila yung kanilang rhythm here in their third assignment.
Oo, pero ito namang Dasmariñas, 18 and under, they went up against Antipolo, lost by 4 points. You know, they came up with their best efforts to win the ball game as they tried to come from behind. But it was a story of too little, too late para sa kanila. And despite only losing by 4 points, you know, something that they can work on coming into this ball game is their 3-point shooting. Only 4 out of 24 from the field. If they can improve on that, baka makakuha na sila ng panalo ngayon.
And rubber match din itong ating laro. Justin, of course, nakauna yung Muntinlupa kanina. Nakabawi ang Dasmariñas in the 16 under. Malaman na rin natin who will be able to come up with not just the third victory or the third game victory, but their first victory dito sa ating season number 3. Punta na tayo kay Gio Cruz to introduce our starting lineups.
A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Basketball action continues here at Banana Court, Las Piñas City. This is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino. It's the 18 under division featuring Muntinlupa JKLV RGG Junior Archers and Dasmariñas Don Pacundo for a Hoops. Now it's time to meet the starters from both teams. First, for Muntinlupa JKLV RGG Junior Archers. Starting guard number 4, Kian Gubat. Other guard number 13, John Alpapara. At forward number 15, Javier Di Mayuga. Other forward number 16, Deron Llamas. And at center number 17, Stephen Calianta. The head coach is Gian Nazario, assisted by Penny Lauriega. Team manager Edwin Evangelista. And now let us meet the starters for Dasmariñas Don Pacundo for a Hoops. Starting guard number 15, Bernard Padre. Other guard number 22, Vincent Hanaban. At forward number 5, Francis Magdaraog. Other forward number 9, Alfred Monse. And man in the middle, number 25, Yuri Atienza. The head coach is Dave Gomez, assisted by Chad Sarmiento. Team manager, Julene Hernandez. Officiating this ball game, Noy Guevara, Tom Mendoza, and Ronaldo Badango. Junior MPBL Executive Director, Mr. J.R. Navarro. Junior MPBL Commissioner, Mr. Kid Picasso.
Look at our team starters brought to us by Doride. Ang bola ng Pinoy. Dasmariñas Saints beginning this ball game with Hanaban, Padre Magdaraog, Manse, and Carulio. Para naman sa Muntinlupa, it's Gubat, Alpapara, Di Mayuga, Llamas, and Lilo to round out their 5 in this 18-under matchup between the Dasmariñas Saints and the Muntinlupa JKLV RGG Infinite Basketball. They split their earlier assignments nga, Justin. 14 and 16. So a little bit of incentive para dito sa mga virtual best of 3 natin. Yun naman ang kagandahan ng ating coverage sa ating Junior MPBL. 14, 16, and 18. No? So may mini-series na yung nakikita.
Ito na magiging tiebreaker natin. And for Muntinlupa, mga top performance nila ng last game, we have Deron Llamas with a near double-double performance. 11 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. And itong si John Alpapara, only 9 minutes in that ball game, pero coming up with 10 points and 4 rebounds. So very efficient with the time he had on the floor.
Very efficient indeed. Looking to carry over that performance, syempre, in this particular ball game, trying to erase that defeat. Almost a turnover, but open for this 3 ball. Falling short though was Calianta. Come up with a steal. Gets fouled from behind. 15 versus 15. That's Di Mayuga headed to the line for a couple. Padre will be called for a personal.
Padre playing the role of spoilers, no? Para hindi makaupo itong team ng Muntinlupa.
So through free throws na lang, no? Yung gustong bawiin. Steal. Great hustle there coming from John Alpapara. We did say that there are a couple of Alpaparas in this team of Muntinlupa. As finally a free throw converted. But kulang yung upuan para sa Muntinlupa. Still a couple of players left standing.
Kaya pala nakatayo pa sila eh.
Baseline jumper won't fall para sa Dasmariñas. They go to the other end. Looking to run are the Saints and getting that finish. Ganda ng mga escape coming from Vincent Hanaban.
Muntinlupa, no field goals so far. On the other hand, Dasmariñas looking to run the floor.
Still can't get their first field goal as Calyanta missing short on that layup. Looking to extend this three-point advantage are the Saints. Padre floats it up. Couldn't get the roll. We run to the other end. Medyo malamig pa. Parehong kupunan dito. Still, no field goals para dito sa mga nakaputi. Justin, just a bit flat to begin this game.
Oh, they're getting good looks. Sharing the basketball. Llamas with an open jumper from the sideline. Pero still no success for Muntinlupa.
Would this be their first field goal? Yan na. Sinigurado na ni Kian Gubat.
Kian Gubat with that fast break layup and first field goal para sa Muntinlupa.
And a second violation will be called against Dasmariñas. Couldn't get the ball across. Was Magdaraog. It's 4-3. Dasma holding on to this 1-point lead. Over 3 minutes gone by dito sa ating first period. Pull up. Now won't fall para kay Gubat.
Sort of a heat check there para kay Kian.
So 9 to work with as they will inbound from the baseline. Ooh. That's the execution you need if you go Muntinlupa. That's Llamas with his first bucket.
So far, parang silang dalawa yung may chemistry, Baka mag-best friend din sila off the court.
We've seen some best friends, in Cuevas and Magno working their magic in the 14-under matchup. Eh, sabihin na rin natin, Castillejo and Marasigan are best friends as well in the 16-under matchup. And Gubat at Llamas ang i-assume natin dito sa ating 18-under na laro. Great steal there coming from Alpapara. So defense now picking up para sa Muntinlupa after that slow start. But that Dimayuga baseline cut.
That was a nice read. Saw his defender na, overplaying the screen. Tapos bumakdoor and got that easy two-pointer.
Padre will be fouled. Dimayuga will be called for his first.
Very impressed with that last play by Dimayuga. It's a high IQ read para sa big man.
Timeout. Tatawag muna dito ng Dasmariñas Saints. They're down by 4. So take another look at that previous play where Dimayuga was called for a foul, trying to make it difficult para dito kay Padre.
Despite suffering from back-to-back losses, talking about itong Dasmariñas Saints, sabi sa akin ni Head Coach Dave Gomez na very positive siya for this team because each game, nakikita niya yung progress at improvement ng kanilang koponan. Last training, in high moral nga daw sila and hopefully madala nila yun in today's game. He also talked about how this team is very persevere in getting this win. Kaya let's find out if they'll be able to secure that one later on. So get back to you guys.
Maraming salamat muli, Daphne Cristobal, covering all the 6 games ngayong araw. And the Dasmariñas Saints, despite that 0-2 start, it's good to know na yung coaches nila feeling that they're progressing in the right direction.
Oh, well, that's what you want naman for teams that you're trying to develop. It's a slow and steady progress. You can't rush development. Pero, as long as you get, ika nga yung sinasabi lang 1% better every day, that's a win in anyone's book.
Kahit baby steps pa yan, basta may progression na tinatawag. And it's the little things, as this is still a young season, right? Figuring things out. And Dasmariñas Saints, I think they're also nursing some injuries eh. One player that when we covered na game itong Dasmariñas, I think their first game, itong si Russell Sernias had an injury. So one of their key players that hasn't been available sa kanila for their previous assignments.
Definitely missing some production from one of their main guys.
Keyhole jumper, that will fall. Sweet looking stroke para kay Dereon Llamas.
Speaking of main guys, there is Deron Llamas for that floater from the free throw line.
Biggest lead now para dito sa Muntinlupa at 6. And 19 left dito sa ating first period. Magkaraog, gets blocked. So Llamas comes up with a stop, traveling violation. So double black eye dito kay Magdaraog.
Yun yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina nung pre-game, yung interior defense na itong Muntinlupa.
Gandang takas na sana, no? But Llamas was right there to shut the door.
Only 2 blocks in their previous game, so not a lot of interior defense, pero mukhang nagawa na nila yung homework nila. They've been called out, and let's see if they can execute here in this ball game.
Great hustle and save there coming from Christian Lopez. Dasmariñas, a bit of a drought. Only 4 points. 6.5 gone by dito sa ating first period. Lopez. This is one of their gunners. Short that time. Looking to Llamas once again. Now Arijola. Kick out. Luna from the corner. Might have been deflected by Lopez. But Llamas going reverse. Still won't fall. Takbo tayo sa kabila.
Ill-advised shot there for Muntinlupa. Not hitting the ring.
Medyo nahihirapan pa rin ang kupunan dito. It seems like they just can't find their footing just yet.
Well, there were a couple of substitutions as some of the bench players have come in for both teams, and maybe they're just starting to warm up, get a feel of the ball game for today.
Minsan din, no, yung second unit mo, dun mo pa mahanap yung yung tempo mo. That 3 ball won't fall. And a breakaway layup. Ooh! Sorry, miss there para kay Lopez. So still 10-4. Abante ng 6 ang Muntinlupa. Stolen away by Lopez, making up for that earlier miss. Pilaga. Missing on that stop and pop. Sa pang-opportunity muli para sa Dasma as a foul will be whistled. Kontra dito kay Melvin Thailand.
Both teams medyo napako sa kanilang their respective scores. Muntinlupa 10 and Dasma 4. Parang bumabalik tayo sa sa theme ng first game natin, no? Low scoring affair. We are almost 8.5 minutes in.
Na-spoil ba tayo nung 16 under game kanina, Justin? No? Parang yung first half ng laro na yun, yung highlights na yun, pang isang araw na.
Oo.
Still can't buy a basket itong parehong kupunan. So we're still at 10-4 with Muntinlupa holding on to the 6-point advantage. Layup will miss, but headed to the line for a couple of free throws itong si Legazpi.
We were saying earlier that the interior defense of Muntinlupa is something that they should improve on. So now they're giving us a defensive ball game. Telling us na, ngayon, humihingi naman kayo ng onting offense.
Why not, no?
No. Ano ba talaga gusto niyo?
Yep. Ito, konting break on the drought, of course, through that first free throw of Legazpi. Kalahati na ang kanina score dito, 10-5. Make that 2 out of 2. As Muntinlupa will call for their timeout with 1:04 remaining dito sa ating first period. Coach Alvin Tanyada, lucky winner ng ating Chef's Magic quarter scene stealer. A good friend of ours, of course. Sa ating MPBL Muntinlupa Cagers. Of course, Chef's Magic spiel muna tayo rito from tip-off to the final buzzer. Every moment counts and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic Condiments brings the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic, make every meal a magic moment. Muntinlupa up by 4 nga dito in this bit of a low-scoring affair, Justin. As we see underneath, Tolentino getting his first basket.
Oh, and finally, Tolentino getting on the scoreboard. You know, went scoreless in their previous game, but are now looking to be more assertive in the paint.
And size-wise, I think safe to say, no, front court nitong Muntinlupa, they have the edge, or at least on the eye test. They can maybe take advantage of that as Lopez intercepts that pass ahead to Dapilaga for an easy 2.
And after that timeout, starting to pick up on the offensive end are both teams.
Arejola. Go outside once again. Arejola open momentarily. Falling short on that attempt. Luna grabs the offensive rebound. Top of the key. Couldn't get the roll. Was Arejola. Tolentino short stab. Ayaw pa din. So 3 tries but coming up empty was Muntinlupa. As the first quarter will end. And it's 12-8. Abante pa rin ang 4 itong Muntinlupa. JKLV RGG Infinite Basketball. Some highlights dito, Justin. Not a lot, but brought to us by Chef's Magic.
Yeah, quite a slow start for both teams, but you know, Muntinlupa doing a good job crashing the glass, and yeah, their high-low action has been successful for them. On the other hand, naman, itong Dasmariñas, you know, doing a good job on defense and converting on fast break points.
Tatapos nga ating first quarter, 12-8 abante ang Muntinlupa. Silipin muli natin ang ating lucky fan na mananalo ng ating Chef's Magic merchandise. A quarter scene stealer from tip-off to the final buzzer. Every moment counts and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic Condiments brings the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic, make every meal a magic moment. Not a lot of magic dun sa ating first period, Justin. Yun nga, well, at least for both teams. Yun naman ang good news. No? So, wala ring tuluyang nakaalagwa as Muntinlupa able to build this 4-point advantage heading to our second.
Well, baka naman lumamig lang sila from that previous game. Kasi nga, you know, there was an extra period. And maybe these guys just warming up and starting to heat up here in the second quarter.
Baka naubos na, no, from that first quarter yung lamig, no? Dito naman na magsimulang uminit ang parehong koponan. They get it to Lopez. Chucks up a 3. That's short. Muntinlupa looking to run. Luna. A pull-up. That won't fall. Immediately on the other end, Dapilaga finds Legaspi for the finish.
High-octane offense for both sides. Pero that fast break ran to perfection by Dipalaga.
This type of ball game, Justin, no? Yung mga ganong easy baskets, parang kailangan mahanap mo talaga. So we see Arejola knocking down that three.
Ayun na nga, here in the second quarter, medyo bumibilis na rin ang aksyon.
Muntinlupa back up by 4, 14-10. Lopez decides to pull up. Too strong. Great rebound there coming from Alvarez. But stolen away by Muntinlupa. Ooh, look at that Thailand move! Nilipat pa sa kanan.
We've seen a couple of players do that move here today, no? The first 3 games.
Tinatago yung bola, no? And then biglang athletic finish. Dapilaga couldn't finish off the window. As a loose ball foul will be called against Muntinlupa.
Nagawa nga yun bukas, no?
Yun eh, nakakuha ng inspiration eh. I remember Stephon Marbury, one of the players that kind of adapted that early eh. Talagang pag sumaksak, it's kind of hiding that basketball, avoiding any kind of strip.
Protecting the ball and syempre, avoiding turnovers as you are a smaller player and you have to be more crafty.
Just Dapilaga able to find Reyes for that finish underneath.
Dapilaga, ganda yung court vision niya here in the second quarter.
May that 2 assists now para kay Dapilaga. Llamas back in the ball game. Great ball rotation, finding an open man, but that's a bit off on that 3-point try para kay Vince Magan. Seven and 10 nalalabi dito sa ating first half. Still a 4-point lead being enjoyed by Muntinlupa. Dapilaga able to momentarily escape, decides to pull up off to the left. Reyes, a power rebound and a putback.
So the action definitely picking up here in the second quarter. And yun na nga, only a 2-point deficit for Dasmariñas.
They go to the block. Nice find, but Llamas unable to hit, claiming that he was clipped sa kanyang kanang kamay.
Very animated player tong si Llamas, no?
They get it to the open man. Still couldn't get a 3 to fall are the Saints. And Lopez medyo malamig pa to begin this ball game. Arejola steps into this jumper. Short. Loose ball mapupulot ni Dapilaga. Pass couldn't be contained by Christian Lopez.
Rare turnover there para kay Dapilaga, yung kanilang court general on the floor right now.
Taking a seat is Arejola.
Si Arejola, another lefty, no? With a smooth-looking jumper.
Always smooth, no? Parang minsan, it doesn't even matter if it goes in or not, eh. Parang basta just the look alone.
Kasing smooth ng galawan ni Daphne sa sidelines.
So the player that I was telling you about, Justin, had an injury in their first game and I think wasn't available in their second game, is the player on your screens. Talking about Russell Sernias. And making, parang yung absence na yun, parang nakalimutan niya yata kailangan nakatap in. It's gonna be called for a technical foul. Meanwhile, let's head over to Daphne for a report.
For the Zubel B squad, Muntinlupa, they want to use this tournament as an avenue to work together and build that chemistry. As per assistant coach Penny Loriaga, new recruits are suited to strengthen their lineup, kaya back to zero talaga ang mentality nila. Well, regular naman ang kanilang mga ensayo, but the struggle to complete is something they want to work on. Hi, men, Justin.
Thank you, Daphne. And of course, pag team ka na, yun nga, maybe you're not the school-based type, right? Or maybe club team ka, but it's still difficult to kind of put the players together in one venue, as with the usual challenges of any club. step by step pa rin. Just like what we talked about earlier.
Oh, and as a coach, it's quite difficult to have your players complete only on game day. Na syempre may mga mixing and matching ka na gagawin, and ano nga, you don't eliminate that experimental phase. Parang ang nangyayari dyan sa game ka na mismo na kapag adjust.
In your experience by Justin, how does that usually play out? Na parang gaano katagal before you could actually, build that chemistry in a relatively new team?
Well, pag ganun, you just play basketball. You try to keep it as simple as possible. Kung wala ka talagang kakilala, run and gun na lang eh. That's the simplest way to play. You play hard defense, individual defense, diba? Pag maka-force ka ng turnovers, mapapasimple ang buhay mo.
Tsaka na natin i-figure out, no? Pag may sample size na tayo.
Ang mahirap dyan pag sa late game eh. Yung dikitan yung laro, tapos unfamiliar pa kayo sa isa't isa. Dun makikita yung mga the holes in your team.
Kailangan namang piliin mo na lang. O sino ba may pinakamarami ng points sa atin? No? Sige, ikaw na lang yung last shot, no? It's another turnover here para sa Saints. We got turnover number 10 now here in the first half. Muntinlupa still enjoying this 3-point advantage. Straight away three. Just a bit off para kay Magan. Lapilaga. That's the ball tapped away. Over the halfway mark dito sa ating second period. So just when we were saying the offense picking up for both these teams to begin the second, no? Biglang ulit. A bit of a stall from the offensive side of the basketball for both teams.
Picking up in the first half of this second quarter. Pero going back to the theme, here's a 4.5-minute mark.
Well, one can argue that it has been kind of a defensive battle, right? Trying to force each other to turnovers, as we see Carullo earning himself 2 free throws.
Still great action so far, diba? Kasi magkadikit eh. Walang lumalayo sa isa't isa dito sa dalawang teams na to.
Kind of really showing the urgency rin dahil pareho nga galing sa talo. And I think even both teams are also trying to find their bearings dito sa ating season number 3. An 0-2 start para sa mga nakasul. And yun nga, a defeat in their previous ball game. Talking about Muntinlupa naman.
Checking in the ball game is, eye-catching tong player na to, si Tagokon.
Eye-catching indeed. And for good reason. Great height, great size. Let's see if, nabanggit na natin yung front line nito Muntinlupa. They have quite the edge. There's a couple of free throws converted there by John Sander Carullo. Babasa isa kalamangan ng Muntinlupa, 17-16. Almost a steal from Carullo. Able to find an opening, but niluwa para kay Dimayuga. Tanyes now directing traffic here para sa Saints. Carullo, keyhole jumper. Couldn't get the roll. That's a bit too high.
So indeed, it is getting a bit sloppy.
So it's 17-16. Muntinlupa holding on to this 1-point advantage. They have been mostly in the driver's seat. It's starting first half. Coming up with a steal. Drawing the contact as Dimayuga scores on a bucket. Great show of sportsmanship there as Carullo gives up that foul.
Gusto ko yung celebration niya, After the end one, medyo nakapamewang.
Napa-appear na nga lang si Carullo. Credit that half that basket to Gubat coming up with that steal. Couldn't complete the 3-point play. Almost a tip in coming from the player that we were just talking about, Tagokon.
So far, I like what I'm seeing from Tagokon. He looks pretty agile for his size.
Hindi naman yung gusto mo kapag hindi lang yung nasa loob lang parate, no? That could really make it difficult for defenders pag nakakapag-recover siya.
More often than not kasi pag nakakita ka ng player na, who stands out above the rest in terms of height, parang may times na awkward gumalaw, medyo uncoordinated.
Defense there from Sumayaw, denying that basketball against Tagokon. Serñas, what a tough shot. Couldn't get it to fall. Ano naman yung rebound na yun, able to be controlled by Tagokon as another bucket para sa Muntinlupa. That's Mikel Trillo rather, to extend the lead to its biggest now at 5, 21-16.
Looking like a practice drill there. No dribbles were committed. And a fast break layup for Muntinlupa.
And in this type of ball game, Justin, yun nga, parang hirap parehong kupunan na makashoot. Yung mga easy baskets na yan, and that just might haunt you in the tail end of this game.
With a defensive ball game like this, you just have to simplify it. Make things easier for you.
Sumayaw misses on the first, able to draw that foul against Tagokon earlier. I like how Sumayaw din is battling, no? Kasi kapag nakakarap ka ng ganitong player, minsan diyan ka pa rin lalong gaganahan eh.
Yan naman ang kagandahan ng sports, di ba? It brings out the best in you when you compete with high talent.
Splits his charities is Sumayaw. Leads sila at 4. Gubat. Looking for a friend. Lilo will recover. Back to Gubat. Oh. Turns it over. They get it ahead to Serñas. Pinoy step. Makes his adjustment. Not gonna fall. Sumayaw, offensive rebound once more. Goes reverse. Couple of opportunities. Couldn't convert is Dasmariñas. Just a minute and 15 remaining dito sa ating first half. Open from the corner. Couldn't get it to fall. Was Trillo. Dasmariñas Saints call for this timeout. Down by 4, 21-17. With just a minute and 8 left dito sa ating second. Just a minute and 8 remaining dito sa ating first half of action, and it's a 21-17 scoreline. Still in favor of Muntinlupa. So Dasmariñas, while they're keeping a step dito sa Muntinlupa, I think itong JKLV RGG Infinite Basketball has done a great job keeping them at bay.
Well, they are limiting Muntinlupa from those fast break opportunities, and despite them being the taller team, nalilimit rin kahit paano yung mga scoring nila in the paint.
As Gubat will be fouled from behind. It would be called against Andro Montañez. Just the second team foul para sa Saints. Take another look at that push from behind. Kitang-kita ng ating officials. Lilo, handoff, Gubat for 3. Gets a bounce. Not quite the Tyrese Halliburton bounce, but we'll take it.
Shooter's bounce para kay Kian Gubat.
That was just a 2-pointer. Or was it a 3? I think it was a 3.
Yeah.
From our angle as well.
Coming from 21 yun so it was a 3-pointer.
Lead up to 7, the biggest so far, as another whistle dito. Serñas heads to the line. That's one way to challenge a big guy such as itong si Tagokon rather.
Pero great play para kay Serias. Had nowhere to go actually, pero making something out of nothing.
Ikaw naman si Sernias. These are the points that you would need, no, to get your offense going. Makita mo lang talaga na pumasok. That's his first points of the game and maybe even of the season. Muntinlupa will call for this timeout. Still up by 5 but only 30 seconds remaining dito sa ating second. Only 30 seconds remaining dito sa ating first half and it's Muntinlupa still up by 5. 24-19 kontra Dasmariñas in this 18 under division matchup for season number 3 of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Ito pa rin tayo sa Banana Court bringing you reaction. Low scoring ball game we're seeing so far, Justin, especially compared to yung 16 under game na meron nga tayo kanina. But it's kind of shades of that 14 under game that we covered to begin the Friday.
Well, we were seeing a lot of, mas umangat na yung tempo at the early stages of the second quarter. Pero yun nga, going back to the same team here in the end of the second.
Ano naman yun, no? Halfway down na yung tira, but still, it won't fall. Just 5 seconds remaining. Montañez for 3.
Ooh, and the player is down, holding on to his knee.
This is Gubat. Touching onto his right knee nga, like you said, Justin. As we come to the end of the first half, similar scoreline, 24-19. Abante pa rin nga ng 5 itong Muntinlupa. Some highlights dito, Justin, brought to us by Chef's Magic.
Pero ang ginagawa ng Muntinlupa na maganda is they are forcing turnovers and converting on them as they have 12 points off of those turnovers. Pero on the side of Dasmariñas naman, keeping them close at 5 points, it is their bench scoring with 15. So malaking tulong yan para sa Dasmariñas.
Halftime score natin, 24-19. Muntinlupa still in the driver's seat. At the end of 20 minutes of action, it's 24-19. The Muntinlupa JKLV RGG Infinite Basketball up by 5 against the Dasmariñas Saints dito sa ating 18 under division. And some numbers nga dito, Justin. It's a low-scoring ball game we're seeing, and the struggles reflect dito sa field goal shooting ng parehong koponan.
Oh, well, the numbers tell us that, it is a low-scoring ball game. And if you look at the 3-point field goals, Dasmariñas not being able to convert from downtown. And on the other hand, Muntinlupa, isa lang. But they have that 5-point cushion because Muntinlupa is simplifying the game. They're just looking for the easy points, fast break off of turnovers, and inside scoring in the paint.
For both these teams, trying to bounce back of losses in their previous ball games. But before we resume our action dito sa second half, a look at our fan of the game brought to us by True T Iced Tea, spotting someone in the crowd who's been cheering non-stop, full of energy, and bringing all the good vibes here in this game. You know what they say? The coolest fan deserves the coolest iced tea. Congratulations to our fan of the game. You're getting a refreshing treat from True Tea Iced Tea, a no sugar added iced tea. Stay cool with True Tea Iced Tea, the goodness of iced tea without the sugar. Of course, the True Tea coolers, makikita pa natin later this afternoon. The hometown team of Las Piñas going up against their neighbor team naman of the Parañaque, Smile 360 Yam Jam.
Sana naman may baon na silang True Tea Iced Tea para matikman na rin natin.
Yan. Pili ko may baon naman sila parati. Hindi lang tayo kinukunan talaga ni Philip eh. Take a look at the Saints. And despite the slow start and the field goal shooting 24% lamang para dito sa Saints, it's just a 5-point ball game. So in a way, you would want to still find yourself here in this position where hindi rin tuluyan nakabitaw yung opponent mo.
Pero I think the recipe for success here in this ball game is really just to simplify things. It is a scrappy ball game, low-scoring affair. So just find the cracks in the defense, keep it as simple as possible. If kaya mo yung mga easy two or transition points, just stick to that.
So it would be the Dasmariñas getting first crack dito sa ating third period. Great save para kay Reyes, but babalik ang bola sa Muntinlupa. Yung mga ganitong laro ba, Justin, is it like who makes that run first? Parang yung may talagang big run that a team can string a couple of baskets even. Could be enough to pull off a victory.
It does seem like that. Pero yun nga, with 5-point cushioning, itong for Muntinlupa, if they can continue that here in the third quarter and pull away, then probably seal this game early.
Short on the first try para kay Arejola. He's able to hit on that outside shot during the first half. Yung napansin nating pagkaliwete, iba rin talaga yung bitaw. 1 out of 2. Make that 3 points now for Arejola. And they come up with a steal. So Dasmariñas a bit sloppy pa rin to begin this third period.
I wonder if itong si Arejola is related to si Gov Eric Arejola.
Well, I can tell you that Aiden Tolentino is related to Arvin Tolentino.
The younger brother, no?
Great size as well, although Reyes finishing over Tolentino in that instance.
It's nice to see Dasmariñas now looking to score from the paint.
Parang hindi nila masyado pinupuntahan yan in that first half.
Pero ang maganda sa kanila nga yung bench scoring nila. 15 bench points in the first half compared to 9 alone for Muntinlupa.
Muntinlupa up by 6. Lopez. So scoreless in this ball game, averaging 18 in their first 2 assignments. Pilaga. Now Legaspi. Lopez straight away. Still off. Look at Reyes. Yet another offensive rebound. Back-to-back buckets.
Becoming a spark plug, no? Off the bench. Pero Dasmariñas still no success from the outside.
Make that 0 out of 8 from beyond the arc. As Lopez will be called for a personal. Bit too overzealous in that instance. Sarihola. Siya naman magtitimon dito para sa Muntinlupa. 3-pointer, that will fall. Muntinlupa naman, now finding their range, 2 out of 8. That's Piñas with another bucket.
So the big man showing us his range from outside, although stepping on the line.
Oh, that was just a 2-pointer for Piñas. So, but still, 7 to his name, leading all scorers. So another turnover para sa Saints. Make that turnover number 15 now. Muntinlupa, abante pa rin ng 6, 29 to 23. 6.5 mark of our third. Parehola, able to find an opening, but a bit off on that jumper. Takbo dito tayo sa kabila. Napilaga to a streaking Lopez, high off the glass for 2.
This time around, it is Dasmariñas simplifying things.
Running and gunning na nga lang. No? Sarihola able to get it inside, but couldn't be contained by Piñas. Lopez this time will step back for 3. Travels out.
Wala pa rin. 0 for 9.
Legaspi still no go. Ball bounces to him just like he planned it. David Legaspi with an N1.
Yun pala ang gusto nila. 3-point play the hard way.
Just like that. The Dasmariñas Saints just 2 points away from Muntinlupa. Of course, that move brought to us by Pound for Pound Fitness. B-Liga ready. As we ready it over to Daphne for reports.
Kian Gubat will only be limited to 5 points today para sa Muntinlupa after his bad landing earlier at the end of the second quarter. As per the medical team of the league, he suffered from a right sprain knee injury, but right now, they're already applying some cold compress. Sabi nga sa ni Kian, wala naman daw siyang pinararamdaman, but his knee feels weak, and with that, he decided to just rest it out in the remaining minutes of the game. Hi, Justin.
Appreciate the update on the status nga of Kian Gubat para sa Muntinlupa. That was Daphne Cristobal helping us capture yung estado nga ni Kian Gubat. Certainly a tough loss para sa Muntinlupa. Their floor general won't be available for the rest of the game.
And it's always good to be on the safe side, no? Especially with knee injuries. No, I have had an ACL injury before, and you know it's really hard to go through, especially for players who just want to play every day, whether it be malaking liga or laro-laro lang, di ba?
So we see Ram Luna knocking down that jumper. A former junior MPBL champion. Played for the Cavite City Aces Solar in the Season 1 championship team. Kita mo naman, nasa 16 under na ngayon. Dati, mas matangkad pa si Daphne dyan. But it's nice to see that they are indeed progressing, no, from age group to age group. And kita mo naman, the level of play, umaangat din naman. As a sportsmanlike foul signaled here by our officials as Legaspi. And I believe Arejola seems to figure on that skirmish.
Didn't quite catch the action there.
So it was off the ball. The right side of your screens. Didn't quite catch it in that particular angle. Pero naman ang kagandahan ng ating production crew. We have several more. Oh, okay.
Little excessive contact there.
The officials right there to call it. You like how Arejola just, you know, hindi na rin siya nag-retaliate pa even after that initial contact.
Alam na niya na siya na yung lamang eh.
Here's another look. Okay. Darihol, of course, pointing it out as our officials immediately signaling for an unsportsmanlike foul. Tanong na lang dito siguro, Justin, yun nga, is it a disqualifying one or they will take yet another look yung ating mga officials. Not the hardest of hits, certainly, but a sneaky one at that.
Oh, sneaky is right.
Oh. So after a review, so both will be called for unsportsmanlike foul. May nakita rin yung ating officials.
Maybe we didn't see the action before what happened there.
I'm sure our officials had a better
Oh.
angle and a better play to review. Right? Nakita nga siguro nila that there was an initial contact. So both players have to cool it off for 3 minutes as Muntinlupa holds on to his 2-point lead.
Back in the ball game is Manse, who has only seen almost 10 minutes here in the ball game. Still no points for him across his name. Of course, one of the top performers in their previous game had 12, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Very quiet performance so far.
It's been fairly quiet for pretty much everyone. Medyo wala pang pumuputok talaga for either team. As a hold will be called. It appears to be against Ian Lilo. And for Lilo, that will be 4 now.
4 fouls. Oh, okay. So he is still in the ball game. Yeah.
Napilaga drops it off. Troy Reyes. That's the type of play na kailangan mahanap pa nila. Ito si Troy Reyes has played excellent now in double figures with 10.
Yun na nga, no? Simplifying the game and producing results for Dasmariñas as they tie this ball game up.
Dinahandahan lang din talaga nitong Dasmariñas. Napilaga once again finds Troy Reyes, his favorite recipient. Make that back-to-back. Napilaga connecting with Troy Reyes. Alpapara bounces it. This is Lilo. Overshoots.
The opposing bench looking for a traveling call there.
So this time it's Dasmariñas now getting some rhythm. And just as I say that, Manse will be called for an offensive foul. That will be 2 on Manse. Or as I like to call him, Nance. Kasi may pagkalari Nance yung laro nito, Justin.
Oo nga.
Like a pogo stick. Under 2 minutes to play with here in the third. Lilo once again. Off.
So the trust of the coaches, no, to keep Lilo in the ball game despite having 4 fouls.
Back-to-back illegal picks will be called against the Saints. So it was Manse earlier. Ngayon naman, Reyes ang matatawagan. So a bit unfortunate because yun nga, nakabangon na itong Dasmariñas na itabla 31. Now, getting a taste of the lead. But a couple of turnovers have allowed itong Muntinlupa to stay in it.
And coming in to the game is Salameda.
Approaching the 1.5 mark dito sa ating third period. Garcia. Now Lilo. Limayuga. Just 3 to shoot. Almost a steal and yun na nga. Tuloy ang maagawan. As Manse finger roll.
First 2 points of the ball game para kay Manse.
Lilo once more, this time against Alameda. Battles his way through, but couldn't finish. Go inside once again. Pull up from Lopez. Ayaw. Manse making me look good. Couldn't finish the three-point play.
Naku, ano yan? Mans. Larry.
Di ba?
Hindi pala Manse. No?
And just as we said, that the trust given to Ian Lilo not to commit that fifth foul, at yun na nga, that would be it for his afternoon as we see Aiden Tolentino checking back in, replacing Ian Lilo. Manse a chance to extend this 4-point lead, make that a 5-point lead now for the Saints. So an immediate turnaround dito sa ating third quarter. A 17-point output. Make that 18-point output. Kanina pa natin hinahanap, no? Yun nga, sino ba yung makakaalagwa for both these teams and find their offensive rhythm? And ito na. The points are now coming. That was the Mayuga knocking down the three.
Big shot yan para sa Muntinlupa. You know, they have gone silent in this late stages of the third quarter, and maybe that three-pointer can spark them a run going into the final one.
Canter missing on that scoop. Last shot time if you are Muntinlupa. The floater will miss as a loose ball foul will be called against Maglipon. That will mean free throws para dito sa Dasmariñas. That would hurt. As both teams already in the penalty. So Manse back on the line for 2 free throws. With only 15.5 left dito sa ating third. That's the first to go. Split his charities kanina. Make that 5 points now para kay Manse. All here in the third period. About a good step or two away from the line. Very interesting stance in the charity stripe. As 2 out of 2 para kay Manse. Garcia says, let's slow it down. They could hold for the last shot. Still 6 to shoot. Down to 4 now. Ooh. They have to put it up. Llamas for 3. Misses the mark. As we have a 5-point lead para sa Dasmariñas after trailing for much of this ball game. At the end of the third period, it's a 5-point lead. Enjoyed by the Saints. Some highlights dito brought to us by Chef's Magic.
And as we can see, Dasmariñas in that last possession there sums up the third quarter. You know, they were playing great defense, pressuring the ball handler and not being able to get a shot off to end this quarter. And para naman sa Muntinlupa, you know, their starters did not see much action in that third quarter. Therefore, bumaliktad na ang lamang. 5 points na ang lamang ng Dasma.
Before we resume our action dito sa ating fourth period, look at our lucky fan, quarter scene stealer. Mananalo ng ating Chef's Magic goodies from tip-off to the final buzzer. Every moment counts and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic Condiments brings the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic, make every meal a magic moment. Final 10 minutes of action dito sa ating 18-under matchup between Muntinlupa and Dasmariñas as a reverse will fall para kay John Alpapara to open up our fourth period. Malagawa nga ng bahagya itong Dasmariñas Saints in that third period to build a 5-point lead. Approaching the fourth. That's the response na hinahanap mo naman if ikaw itong Infinite Basketball.
Oh, so the coaching staff of Muntinlupa putting John Alpapara in the ball game, and you know, he is like a microwave nga. In the previous game, 9 minutes lang and producing 10 points right away.
Magdaraog able to escape. Great use of his footwork. Drop the lead to 5 once again, 41-36. And, disrupting the offense dito ng Muntinlupa with that deflection.
Using his wingspan.
Ay, test lang, no? Alam mo mahaba eh.
Oo.
Si Magdaraog. Asking for it. But misfires was Alpapara. They get another shot. And that time will fall para kay Melvin Thailand.
Oh, third attempt for Muntinlupa. And then getting that stick back to go down.
And some pressure on the backcourt being applied here by the white shirts. Trying to force some turnovers, which Dasmariñas has quite struggled, especially in that first half. To create opportunities off their defense.
And then another deflection.
6 seconds to cross the timeline. They do so. They reset to Montañez. Getting the pick from Manse. The Raul attack once again. Umiinit si Magdaraog dito sa ating fourth.
Looking like George Gervin. Again. A reference that may reveal.
But that, ang bilis ng first step din, no? Vince Magdaraog giving us a pound-for-pound fitness move. B-Liga ready.
He was all alone there. No one to contest him. He was all alone in the sky.
Balik na naman sa anim ang kalamangan ng Dasmariñas Saints, 44-38. Arejola back in the contest after serving that mandatory 3-minute break. Loses the basketball. They get it ahead. Montañez. With an and one. Back-to-back. Pound-for-pound fitness move dito para sa Dasmariñas.
Dasmariñas, no, coming into the second half. Nabuhayan sila eh.
A tale of two halves, right? At least for the Dasmariñas Saints. Because their offense was, imagine this, 19 points in the first half. A third quarter, 20 points. And completes a three-point play is Montañez. Now the biggest lead para sa Dasmariñas, 47-38. Muntinlupa can't seem to address their offensive struggles, but changing that story, hopefully, is their guy, Toancil Llamas.
Did not see much action in the third quarter. Yun nga, bumaliktad nga ang lamang.
At least you know Deron Llamas would be fresh for this final stretch. Pero yun nga, malaki-laki na yung abante dito ng Dasmariñas. Magdaraog will throw it away. And we'll get the bounce. Was Vince Magan. Lead down to 5, 47-42. Montañez gets it to Magdaraog. Salameda rattles out, rebounded by Tolentino. Trying to look ahead. Thailand, pull up three. And gets it to fall. 7-0. Isasagot dito ng Muntinlupa after trailing by 9. Dasmariñas Saints would now call for a ceasefire. Take another look at that Thailand three-pointer. Just pulling up with all the confidence as we have this timeout. Look at another winner of our Chef's Magic merchandise. From tip-off to the final buzzer, every moment counts, and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic condiments brings the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic, make every meal a magic moment. Muntinlupa with a 7-0 run, Justin, just in time in this fourth quarter with only 6 and change remaining. Magising na rin yung kanilang opensa.
Just when you thought the game was about to slip away from Muntinlupa, and they come up with a 7-0 run and looking to push it to 9-0.
As Montañez will be called for a foul, his second. Llamas back to the line. So Llamas, chance to hit double digits with these free throws. Hits the first to make that 10 now para kay Deron. And with a name like Deron, alam mong may firepower talaga tong si Llamas. Try to will Muntinlupa back in this game.
Another NBA reference, pangalan.
Make that 2 out of 2 to tie the ball game at 47. Sabi mo, sa isang iglap, nabura agad yung 9-point deficit na kinakaharap ng Muntinlupa kanina.
Just a quick turnaround. You know, we were just talking about it na ito na yung Dasmariñas finding what's been working for them. All of a sudden, bumaliktad na itong ball game na ito.
Couple of misses though para sa Muntinlupa that would have given them back the lead. Montañez to a streaking Reyes. Gandang hanap naman. He just knew where Troy Reyes would be.
That's how Reyes has been all throughout this ball game. You know, entering the game, pasulput-sulput lang siya pero becoming effective here in the final quarter.
Just really knows his way inside that painted area. Itong si Troy Reyes. Make that 14 points now. Make that 15. Completes a 3-point play. Move brought to us by Pound for Pound Fitness. Dasmariñas back up by 3. So naitabla nga ng Muntinlupa. But finally, Dasmariñas able to answer. Still a long way to go. 5 and 15 remaining. Almost losing the leather there was Magan, but it will stay with the Muntinlupa Infinite Basketball with 8 to work with.
Finally, after that 9-0 drought, Reyes coming off the bench and providing a spark here.
Llamas couldn't convert against 3 defenders. Napayungan. Troy Reyes once again trying to fish for a foul against Tolentino. No whistle given. Tolentino. This time Luna. Trying to play high-low, but stolen away by Vince. As Llamas trying to give up a preemptive foul, but unfortunately, unsportsmanlike ang ating ang nasignal ng ating officials.
Very unfortunate sequence for Muntinlupa. Nakahabol na sila pero this will play a big role here. This will mean 2 free throws para kay Magdaraog.
Francis. I think I said Vince in an earlier play. Sounds like, but yep, it's Francis Magdaraog. Which, like you said, yung wingspan nito ni Francis Magdaraog would certainly cause problems with the type of defense that he's playing. Able to come up with those types of steals. 1 out of 2 para kay Francis. Lead sila at 4 para sa Saints. Tapilaga back in the ball game. Manse open from the baseline. Too strong. Maga now. Tolentino. Another deflected pass. Almost a steal. Recovered by Muntinlupa. Leads to this 3-pointer from the corner. But that's short. Para kay Dimayuga. Lopez through the lane for yet another 2. And 1 once again for the Saints.
Just a great recognition on the fast break. Lopez seeing that advantage, running the floor, getting the end 1.
I remember itong si Christian Lopez played for Muntinlupa in the previous installments of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. So I wonder if meron din siyang, ba kanina si Rowy Cabanyero. Parang hindi daw siya pinili ng Dasmariñas. So wants to prove his worth. At, Christian Lopez, ganun din naman. No, not quite the output we're used to. But yung basket na yun, very important for them to create separation once again against Munti.
Oh, getting a basket at the right time.
So a technical free throw converted by Lopez off that technical foul called against Alpapara due to another uniform issue. So ito naman yung bonus free throw of that end one brought to us by Pound for Pound Fitness. So 4 straight para dito mga 4-point play para kay Christian Lopez in that possession to up the lead once again to 8. Although he will give up this foul, that will be the 3rd team foul. Or the 2nd team foul rather para sa Dasmariñas. So after that 9-0 run itong Muntinlupa, Justin, biglang 8-0 run naman ang bibitawan nitong Saints.
Oh, a couple of careless plays para sa Muntinlupa, giving them, they committed unforced turnovers, and the lead is now back to 8.
Parang sa isang iglap, nawala yung lamang. Sa isang iglap, balik na naman sa 8. Lopez gets the 3 to go. Finally, able to find the bottom of the net.
And yun na nga, his points coming at the most crucial stages of this ball game. First time that there will be a double-digit lead.
As Luna couldn't answer, pabalik ang bola sa Dasmariñas. 3 on Alpapara, and penalty na nga dito ang Muntinlupa. So that will mean free throws on the other end as we take another look at that Christian Lopez 3 ball. And as I always like to say, C to the L-O. Hello. Another reference. So will show. Tinesting ko lang ngingiti ka, Justin. So safe to say, alam mo.
Alam ko, oo.
Missing on the first though is Christian Lopez.
Baka sa mga female, mga nanonood na female sports fans, mag-gets rin nila yung reference na.
Charity split. Now up by 12 itong Dasmariñas, just like that. So imagine we were tied at 47. Just maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
Bumitaw tong Muntinlupa,
They do have 2 and 45 to work with. But their shots have to start falling. And that's a 3-pointer they badly need. As Nathaniel Maglipon. Timely bucket to cut the lead down to 9.
And we have seen Muntinlupa, put quick points on the board. So even with just 2.5 minutes remaining, we shouldn't count them out.
So those types of fouls wouldn't help their cause. As we take another look at that Maglipon 3-ball kanina. As Robert Dapilaga back on the line. Hits on the first. Quite a performance for their court general itong si Dapilaga. That's his 5th point. 7 rebounds and 7 assists.
Wow. Should I say a very efficient ball game for him. Maybe, well, you see it in the stats, pero the points aren't eye-popping, pero yung overall effect niya sa ball game na to is very you can give the success to Dapilaga.
The 6 to shoot. Another 3. But that time too strong para kay Villaruz. The last 2 minutes in this 18-under matchup between Dasmariñas and Muntinlupa. Troy Reyes finds an opening once again. Si Troy Reyes, 17 na. Lead up to 13, 63 to 50. Luna. Tough shot. Couldn't convert as Reyes secures rebound number 5. Magdaraog. Through the middle. Gets the bounce. Flexes for good measure. Biglang click yung opensa dito ni Francis Magdaraog, Troy Reyes. Here in the second half, yun nga, Lopez getting those key baskets. After Muntinlupa was able to tie at 47. It doesn't really say the difference ng, I mean, tong larong to. Now that you're looking at this 13-point lead para sa Saints.
And maybe, ooh.
Kind of knew he was kind of preparing himself to slam that home. Unfortunately for Manse, it will miss.
It seems like all of a sudden nag-shut down itong Muntinlupa. Maybe a case of fatigue or di rin natin alam because we didn't see Alpaparo go back in the ball game and itong si Llamas as well. Ay, mga main gunners ng Muntinlupa.
Got bucket para kay Calianta. We'll bring it down to 11. With only 27.9 seconds remaining dito sa laro as Dasmariñas well on their way to secure their first victory dito sa ating season number 3 after that 0-2 start. They kinda feel na, yun nga, nagpo-progress sila in the right direction despite those early 2 losses. Like to milk as much clock as they could as the Pilaga finds an opening. Dagdagan mo na rin ang puntos. 8, 7, and 8 para kay Robert Dapilaga.
Si Dapilaga, just doing the right thing. Nothing excessive. Very simple basketball. Yet very effective.
Final buzzer sounds. It would be 67-54. Our final margin, a 13-point victory para sa Dasmariñas Saints. And they will also be taking a 2-1 series victory dito sa ating 14, 16, and 18 under 3 game series. And that second half talagang biglang bitaw. Itong Dasmariñas, Saints kontra Muntinlupa to get their first victory here in the season.
So Dasmariñas Saints picking up in the second half, turning the score around in the third quarter, going up by 6, and in the fourth and final quarter. However, kahit dumikit yung ball game, they just had more fight in them as Muntinlupa on the other hand and just lost the momentum and they never looked back after going scoreless for a while at 47.
A tale of two halves na meron tayo dito, Justin. That low scoring first 2 quarters. Natapos nga ang ating first half, 24-19. In favor pa yon ng Muntinlupa. But in that third quarter, 20 points binuhos ng Dasmariñas. Created that 9-point separation in the beginning of the fourth quarter. Hinabol din naman agad nitong Muntinlupa. We were tied at 47. And then biglang ito nga, final score natin would be a 13-point margin. Kind of that switch that Dasmariñas turned on that has allowed them to not just create the separation but hold on to this lead.
Well, really, it was the simplified attack nga that I was saying earlier. Muntinlupa in the first half was, very, just doing the right thing. And then all of a sudden, sa second half, it was Dasmariñas who turned it around and therefore getting this 13-point victory.
They are now in the winning column. Talking about the Dasmariñas Saints. And parang nakikita mo na, despite those early 2 losses nitong Dasmariñas, that they have the ingredients, kumbaga. No? And hindi nga lang nagko-convert into actual victories. But finally, they were able to break through and secure their first of a very young season number 3 of Manny Pacquiao's junior MPBL. So it's a lot to build on. Talking about itong Dasmariñas Saints.
At saka ang laking tulong rin ng fourth and final quarter na Christian Lopez bigla siyang nabuhayan. Was not not producing his normal numbers pero pagdating ng final quarter, he scored 10 points to end the ball game.
And one main weapon ang ginamit nga nitong Dasmariñas Saints, it's Troy Reyes, our Chef's Magic player of the game.
Appreciate it a lot, Jaime and Justin. Troy, congratulations on this win. Pinag-uusapan natin, galing kayong back-to-back losses. Pero sabi rin ni Coach Dave na syempre patient siya sa inyo. Paano yung nakatulong para kayo ang magwagi at makuha nyo ang inyong unang panalo?
Mas naging motivated po kami sa practices po namin. para maibigay po yung panalo, para matawa po si Coach Dave sa paghihirap niya po sa amin.
Slowly no nagpe-pay off yun. Baka meron kang gustong pasalamatan or bigyan ng shoutout yung teammates mo ngayon.
Especially kay God po, thank you po sa araw na to. Binigay niya po sa amin ng panalo. Sa Coach Dave po, kay Coach Chad, kay Coach Eds, tsaka po dun sa dalawa. Tsaka po sa Reyes family po, kay Tito Nante, kay Tita Nadia, kay Jello. Tsaka po sa tatay ko po, kay Daddy Lucky, ingat po dyan. Sa mama ko po, ingat po. Sa lola ko, yun lang po.
Again, that's Troy Reyes, our Chef's Magic Best Player of the Game. Congratulations sa'yo, pati na rin sa Dasmariñas Saints. Sending it back to you guys.
Thank you, Daphne. Congratulations once again, Troy Reyes, for getting our Chef's Magic Player of the Game. We also have the Hustle Club Defensive Player of the Game, Alfred Manse. 5 rebounds, a steal, and a block. Doing it on the defensive side of the basketball. Hindi pa dyan natatapos ang mga awards natin for this Dasmariñas Saints team. Don Benitos, assist man naman. Robert Dapilagan, all-around performance. Sabi mo, beyond the numbers, this kid was able to drive this team to victory.
Robert Dapilaga, all-around performance. 8.7, 8 rebounds and 7 assists. So a near triple-double, no? Pero parang quiet performance but ang laking tulong for Dasmariñas.
Andiyan na nga matatapos ang ating 3-game set between Dasmariñas and Muntinlupa. Coming up, the hometown team of the Las Piñas True Tea Coolers maghaharap kontra Parañaque Smile 360 Yam Jam. We'll take a short break. More of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL when we return.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay. Liga ng bayan.